tell me why at 6 p.m. in the afternoon I get on the road to make a 5-hour and 30-minute drive to Dixon Mill. Are you stupid? You don't have the money for a room? What is about to happen? I just had a wreck. Hello you guys, it is Mari back with another video, and like I always say, don't be scared to fall because you may fall into a better situation. I like to feel like I'm a part of that better situation. You're already here, so you might as well subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this video. I had to come in and give you guys the vibes. I'm giving cute, so definitely look out for that lookbook video. It'll be coming next month sometime. For the last story time of this month of July, you guys voted for falling in love with the DL guy. What is y'all obsession with DL men? Is that still a thing? Thinking that I could lock down this DL men and be happily ever after. Why the fuck was I thinking that?
And what gave you the confidence?
Delusion.
Like I always do, let's set the scene. This is going to take place in Alabama. I can remember that I was fresh out of high school. A lot of my relationships, they were probably about like 7 months to 8 months. So they were very long, but short-lived. Never really got to a year. I think my longest relationship has been like 2 years. And I was talking to this guy on Snapchat or whatever. And he was from Alabama. I've never even heard of Dixon Mill. He was one of those people who always hit me up on Snapchat. This is when Snapchat was booming and she was on the girl's neck. I wasn't in college, but I was staying in my best friend's dorm room. He wasn't really seasoned when it came to gay stuff. So I like the fact that he didn't know a lot. He didn't know a lot about himself. I like the fact that he was brand new and he was a virgin to all of this gay stuff. I grew a bond with this man quickly. I've never been the type of person to honestly want to date people who were in my hometown. I felt like I've been there all my life. I've grown with the same people around. Anybody that I wanted, I got. So it's like, I don't really think that my soulmate is in my hometown. So with that mindset, I was ready to get out of school and pursue love. Who would have thought that I would have been going through all this shit that I was going through? Cause bitch, not me. Not me. I came out for love and bitch, it's hard to find. We grew a bond very, very quickly. He would talk to me every day. He would always call me. And I was so dumb and delusional. I knew that he was DL to a certain degree, but I didn't think that it was as out there as he made it seem, because a lot of times he would dumb it down and be like, certain people don't know, but certain people do know. So I never really had an idea of how DL he actually was. He always promised me that eventually he would come out, he would get away from his family because they didn't accept him, and we would have a life together. Like, these are the conversations that we would have. And it's just going in my delusional ass mind, just thinking like, oh my gosh, if I invest time, money, effort into this relationship, I can have this man all to myself and I can live happily ever after. That's what my dumb ass was thinking. Shoot, me, it never gave that. A little thing about this point in time was that I never had drove anywhere past like an hour or two. I never really had that mindset that distance would make or break me. I know some people can't deal with long distance. I've been with guys, I've talked to guys that just can't deal with it because they're just clingy and they have that person around them, or trust issues and things like that, which is fine, it makes sense. But for me personally, I just don't feel like my soulmate is going to be, it's always going to be someone that is close to me, and I definitely don't want to limit my options by the guys that are in my surroundings. I don't feel bad about the time and the money that I invested into going to see this guy because I really liked him. So we're in this relationship and everything is going smooth. We're on the phone every day. He told me that he dropped out of school and he just was not going back. He was just not feeling it. It's just not his thing. One thing about me, I always loved a man with a body. He was so fine. And the thing is, he got me in my prime. A lot of people wanted me at this time, but I really, really fucked with him. I've never been the type of person to fuck with other people that's all on the media. I really, for sure, want me a person that is off the grid. But because even though I'm on the media, I really be off the grid for real. People can't get to me as easily as they want to. I got folks that been trying for years. Still ain't got to me. And baby, we in the same city. Your girl be out the way. Through the length of us talking, it's going on a long period of time. He was just like, I really want to see you. And I'm like, I really want to see you too. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, how can I make this happen? I'm not in school. All I'm doing is working every day. So I can make this happen. I was working at Walmart at the time. I planned out a trip to go see him. I did his application for him for Walmart because we had this idea that we both were going to work at Walmart. He was going to transfer down this way towards me. We were going to get an apartment and we was going to live out our life and just be happy. This is literally the plan that we had. And if we would have executed it, chef's kiss. because I was madly in love with this man. He was real deal a lover boy, and I can't say he set the foundation for expectations from guys for years after. I don't really care about what a guy can do for me. It's just honestly about how you make me feel. And he was very attacked with his emotions. He was very emotional. He was very elaborate. He liked to talk to me. I like to be on the phone all the time. When he worked Walmart overnight, I worked during the day. When he worked overnight doing like stocking like man stuff, shit I would never do. And I would be on the phone with him all night. Like, he would always call me on his breaks. This was a repeated routine for us. Him being so clingy and so on me was what made the long distance kind of make sense. If I give any advice to anybody, if you ever want to try long distance, you have to have a person like that. Because if you're not going to see them every day, you need to fill that void with something. And because he called me every day and we talked every day and we always just like communicated a lot, and it never ever stopped. Like, it was always consistent. That's why I knew that he liked me so much, and I liked him too. Like, anytime he called, I was answering. He was always calling on his break. I was always up waiting on him to call. So I did his Walmart application so he could work at Walmart. He started making money, so he started looking better. Started seeing him grow and elevate into a better person. And I'm just like, my man. Yes, I was just like, my man. He did that. I did the application though, but he did that. Yes. I don't feel bad about building a up, but my thing is, it be when you build a and then he take what you done worked on and built on and give it to another bitch. Now that right there, get your head cut the fuck off. Ultimate slap in the face. We gonna have to duke it out. Fuck that. I don't get sad. I get mad. I'm a nigga. And also too, somebody dropped a comment on my video asking what equipment and stuff I use and how I edit. If that's a video that y'all would like to see, drop a comment down below, because I know a lot of the girlies, a lot of us want to be content creators, and I feel like we can learn from everybody else. I don't feel like other influencers are going to be as transparent. Maybe I can't sell how to grow a YouTube because I'm still learning, but cinematography, photography, all of that is my forte. So I definitely could give you guys some pointers on how to make your videos look and be up to par, because I've learned a lot over the years. Before I was doing YouTube, I was already dealing with cameras and things like that, and pictures and Photoshop and stuff like that. So I definitely could show you guys a little one too. So if that's something that you think that you will want, please drop a comment down below, and I can definitely have that video out for you guys. But let's go back to the story time, because bitch, we getting off track real bad. I got off work and I had already had my things packed. I said I was gonna get on the road and I was gonna go see my man for the first time in person. Keep in the back of your mind, when we was on FaceTime, he would hang up that phone quick. When that mama walked up in that room, when that brother was around, when he was out doing something, he would hang up that phone quick. And he would tell me, like, I'm not out to them yet, I don't feel like they would accept me. I could talk to a DL man if they were more honest about where they are with coming out. I feel like he was honest with coming out. He wanted to come out, but he wasn't at a place where he could support himself and leave. His support system was his mom and his brothers, and they just were not going to accept him. So I was not going to force him to come out, because I know how it is when your parents just won't support you, but you don't have a place of your own, or you don't have a place to go. You kind of have to sit in that closet a little bit longer. And it's very unfortunate, and I would never hold it against a man, but at the same time, I didn't come out of the closet to be nobody's secret. 5 in the evening when I got off. And I was debating if I wanted to get on the road, because I was like, it's too late or whatever. But at the same time, I really wanted to see him. And tell me why at 6 p.m. in the afternoon, I get on the road to make a 5-hour and 30-minute drive to Dixon Mill, Alabama. I didn't make it there until 10, almost 11. He had told me before I came that when I came, I would be able to stay with him. I don't know how he was gonna make that happen, but that's what he told me. I pull up and I'm so excited to see him. I text him, I'm like, I'm here. He was like, what, you came for real? Because he thought I was playing. No, I came. I'm in love with you, I wanna see you, and I'm here. Like, you know, that's what's up, nigga, what the fuck? Nigga, you got me out here waiting the fuck, bitch, I done drove 6 hours, you got me fucked up. Bring your ass outside before you get smacked. But it took him an hour, literally an hour, to sneak out the house. He lied to me. I could not stay with him. He didn't have the money to get a room. I just drove 6 hours. And you don't have the money to get a room. I have the money, but I'm not about to spend no money on a room when you really can't even sneak off and leave, because you stay with your mama. She's not gonna let you leave with somebody she don't know, somebody she's never met. She's not gonna let you leave. Me, I'm grown. I ain't gotta worry about none of that. I've been grown. Ain't nobody telling me what to do. I couldn't say nothing. Even though that's not how my life is, because I've been grown, I've been on my own. I had to respect that that's what was going on. I just wish you were just a little bit more honest and a little bit more straightforward with what was going on. Why did I get on the road without confirming with him all these details? Because it was supposed to have been a surprise. I told him that I was coming, but I didn't really put emphasis on the fact that I was coming. I sat in that car for an hour down the street, not even in his driveway, down the street. He had to walk a long way to get to me. And this was the first time that I was just like, I don't like this. I do not fucking like this. What the fuck? I done drove all 6 hours to be treated like this. Are you stupid? And on top of that, you don't have the money for a room. I'm pissed, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh, look, I'm gonna put all that to the side because I am really, really excited to see this man. I've never seen him in person. I threw all that out the window, all the animosity out the window the minute he stepped foot in my car, because there's no way I'm gonna be mad at this man. And this is my first time seeing you. I'm just not finna ruin it. I'm more excited to see you versus me being mad about that situation. Even though that was a lot to put on my plate, especially at a young age. We definitely shouldn't have done that. And I'm in the middle of Alabama, in the middle of woods. It was dark as fuck. It's almost midnight. He finally snuck outside and I saw him walk up to my car and my heart literally dropped in my ass. I was so fucking happy to see this man. Like, he's in my car and I move over into the passenger seat and I let him drive. I'm not even thinking about like, where the fuck am I gonna stay? What's gonna go on? Am I gonna get a room? I don't even know what's going on. I'm just honestly excited to see my boyfriend. We were chilling in the car and we got the music playing. The vibes is just given or whatever. And we're talking and he's blushing, I'm blushing. I'm literally about to jump out of my skin because I'm seeing this man. Like, he looks so good. He looked so good. He had his muscle shirt on. He was a country ass boy. He was country as fuck. I'm country too, but he was real country. To this day, he still is wearing cowboy boots and cowboy hats. He got up in my car, he had that muscle shirt on. That body is hitting. I'm just looking at him like,
oh, this is my son. Don't play with me right now. This is my jam.
ooh, jump in this cooter. He in the driver's seat or whatever. That did not drive. He was all in the ditch. I don't even care if I die. I'm getting hella videos and things like that. I'm gonna insert a video. I'm gonna put an emoji over his face.
I just wanna say you're mine, you're mine. I just wanna say you're mine, you're mine. All I'm really asking for is you.
I don't even think he's still out to this day. I'm kissing this man 1,000 times because it's been months. I ain't seen you. This is my forever guy. This is somebody that we done talked about marriage. We done talked about everything. This is my boyfriend. We done made this official. So give him what it needs to give. And we're sitting in the car and we're just chatting it up. We're talking.
You special.
Special, huh? You don't know about that.
We get into sex or whatever. The thing is, I knew for a fact that if I drove here, what was gonna happen. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be able to come see you or whatever. A bitch was starving all day. When you clean, you gotta starve yourself all day because I don't need no mess. It was a lot. Like, we all outside the car, we on the hood, we outside the car. It felt so good outside. The weather was perfect. A little bit windy, so it was like I was in shorts. I was comfortable because I was driving. It's a lot going on. And it's the fact that I did this and I had to drive back with this sitting on me. I made it there at 11 and I left at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I was so fucking tired. Let's think about this. Let's put this into perspective so you can understand. 7 that morning to be at work at 8. I got off at like 4. I didn't get on the road till about 5-ish/6. I didn't make it to Alabama till like 10:30/11. I stayed with him until about 4 in the morning. A long time to be without sleep or some type of nap. And I still had 5 hours to go back because at this point I had decided that there was no point in me staying there. You just weren't gonna be able to escape your mom. You just wasn't gonna be able to escape your mom. And I was just like, okay, it is what it is. I'm just gonna have to suck this up. It's very unfortunate that I've drove all the way here to go through this, but I am very, very excited to see you. Did not want to leave this man. I did not want to leave him. Like, bitch, I wish it could have went the way that it was supposed to go. But I was so heartbroken leaving him. It's 4 in the morning and I'm driving 5 hours and 30 minutes back. I'm tired as fuck, so I'm jamming my music or whatever. Things are going cool. Things are going cool for the most part. And then the sleep knocked my ass in the face. 2 hours of me driving. I'm on a straight road that is completely fucking dark. Lights or anything, there's no sidewalks. I'm on the expressway. I feel myself getting sleepy. Not just like a, oh, I'm getting tired, like I'm yawning, like a, that type of sleep. I'm falling asleep while driving. My crazy ass mind, I'm just like, there's no way I'm gonna fall asleep while driving. It never gave that. Like, I'm not that dumb to completely fall asleep while driving. I'm gonna keep driving until I get tired, or I'm gonna get to a place where I can pull over. Cause there was nowhere to pull over. I was in the middle of nowhere. There was no street lights, no nothing. It was the road and it was ditches on the side, on both sides. So there was nowhere for me to pull over. So I just kept going and I just kept telling myself, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna try to get to the nearest city so that I can pull over. I never got to the nearest city. So 2 hours. 2 hours coming from Dixonville, Alabama, headed back to Mississippi. I dozed off. I hit the sleep line and it woke me up instantly. I was off the road, but I had the car on cruise control going 80, 90 because I was trying to get to the nearest city as fast as I could. I was going so fast. I don't know why the fuck I thought that this was cool, but I really did not think that I was gonna fall asleep. I hit the sleep line and I woke up, and the first instinct that came to my mind was get back on the road. The smart thing to do would have been to just get back on the road. There was nobody else on the road, nobody behind me, nobody in front of me. It was a complete empty road. It's 4 in the morning. And all I saw was that I was off the road. I wasn't about to hit anything. There were no trees or anything. My first instinct told me to swerve and get back on the road. But because I was going so fast, the momentum from the car, I swerved too hard and it made the car slide and did a complete turn. It slid from the back and then the momentum flipped the car over 5 times and went in the ditch. Whoa, this took a turn. Yes, it did take a fucking turn. Bitch, I flipped 5 times. I'm gonna tell y'all how I survived because I remember it. But in that moment, when I saw that I was about to flip, I instantly grabbed my armrest. I grabbed the handle. I let go of the steering wheel. I grabbed the handle, the thing that you close the door with, and I grabbed the armrest and I literally put my head down like this so that it wouldn't hit the roof. And thank God my instincts told me to do that because that is what saved my life. And on top of that, I had my seatbelt on, so I locked myself in place. So while I was flipping, my head wasn't hitting the roof, it wasn't hitting the window, it wasn't hitting nothing. I was good. Once the car got done flipping and I was in the ditch, I kind of just sat there and of course I was shaking up so bad. It happened so fast. I woke up, I swerved, I flipped, and I'm in the ditch. I'm literally shaking. There's nobody out here. I'm in the middle of Alabama. And on top of that, there should be shit going on up in Alabama. I could be somewhere hung, somewhere Dahmer or something. My adrenaline was going, so I didn't feel any pain. I couldn't feel my arms, I couldn't move. The roof is sunk in and I crawl out the passenger window. There's no way that I got out of this car and there's nothing wrong with me. I was standing on my feet and I was looking at the car. My clothes and everything that I had brought with me, all down the street, all down the road. I don't know where my phone is. I don't know where my wallet is. I don't know where nothing is. I'm out here with nothing in my hand but my clothes on my back. And I'm looking at my car in the ditch. My head should have been off my neck. I'm gonna insert the pictures. If I can find the pictures, I'm gonna insert the pictures. My adrenaline is going so fast that I can't feel what's going on. And at the time, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any pain. My arm wasn't hurting. My head wasn't hurting. Like, nothing was hurting me. I would have to come down off that adrenaline and then I would start to feel pain from whatever was injured. That car was done for and that car was very short-lived. Wow, it was very short-lived. I'm looking at my car and I'm just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I'm looking around, I'm just like, there's nobody out here. There's no cars coming through. I instantly just leave the ditch and I go to the top of the road and I'm standing in the middle of the road trying to flag down cars. I kid you not, about 5 or 6 cars drove past me. In this day and time, I don't hold against nobody. It'd be some weird shit going on right now. I never forget it. She was leaving from work. She was driving an hour and she finally stopped a 6th car. It was like the 6th car to stop. It was a black woman. She told me she was leaving work and she was headed home. She got to drive an hour and she gave me her phone. I logged into Facebook. I called my dad. Sweetest woman of my life. I wish that I could find this woman because she saved my life. She saved my life. It's always a black woman. That is why I love her so much. But she showed so much remorse. She stayed with me. She made sure I was good. She made sure she waited. She called the police. Y'all need to stop depending on these contacts. Because when this happened to me, I did not know my daddy's phone number by heart. You should at least know your parents' number or whoever your guardian number is. You should at least know that number by heart. The rest of them you ain't got to remember. Bitch, I ain't know nobody's number by heart. I was just depending on contacts. I had to lock it on Facebook and I called my dad. I called my dad and I'm like, I just had a wreck. My daddy is half asleep and this is the call that he's getting. And he was like, Boy, stop playing on my phone. Don't be calling my phone this early in the morning. What the fuck is you talking about? Stop calling my mother. You calling me at 6 in the morning saying that you done had a wreck. What the fuck? And on top of this, I never called my dad because I wasn't staying with him. One thing I can't say about my daddy, whenever I needed him, he was never gonna tell me no. I just almost died. I'm in Alabama. He said, you in Alabama? What the fuck you doing in Alabama? You up there seeing some nigga. No, dad, I was bringing a friend. Like, I'm bringing a friend up here. I wouldn't know nothing like that. I wasn't going to see no boy. My dad knew I was lying. I just almost died and you on the phone yelling at me. This is black parents for you. They gonna always take a moment to be like, I told you so. They gonna always take a I got you moment.
And all that crying don't mean a damn thing to me.
So he's complaining. I'm like, Dad, I don't even know where I am. I don't have my phone. I don't have my wallet. I don't have nothing. It's all spread out across down the road. It's in the ditch. Like, Dad, just please come save me. I'm crying. I'm like, no, I'm being dead ass. That's how I was. Like, I'm whimpering in front of this woman. Like, she's hugging me. She's like, it's gonna be okay. I'm like, Dad, I'm not even on my phone. I'm on somebody else's phone. I'm like, I need you to come get me. I'll call you when I get to the nearest hospital. So the police comes, and the police, he was like, so where's your car? And I was like, it's over in the ditch because it's dark as fuck. He was like, you got out that car? You supposed to be dead. He was like, you lucky. At this point, my adrenaline done came down. I don't feel nothing, no scars, no nothing. Like, head's not bleeding, no nothing. When I tell you, God and my mom had their hands on me. That right there was my testimony to life, because if gayness was a sin, God could have took me out right there. No, nothing. When I tell you, zilch. The only thing that was wrong with me was I had some glass in the top of my head. I had some scrapes on my scalp and stuff, but it wasn't nothing deep. I get to the hospital and they give me a shot of my ass. They ask me so many questions like, where are you from? Where are your parents? I don't know the boy's number. I wasn't even able to tell him what happened. Yeah, that's when I went back to Android, because I had an iPhone at that point, but I had to wreck it through my phone. I don't even know where the fuck. In the abyss, because I never found it. I couldn't even tell my boyfriend what the fuck was going on. My daddy is 3 hours away from me. He has to drive 3 hours to come and get me from Mississippi, because I had drove 2 hours out, remember? I think I was in Macon, and we check out and we headed back to the house. I slept the entire way home. I slept the entire day. He's just quiet the whole way to the house, and I'm literally honestly just dozing back off. I'm going back to sleep. And we get to the house, I call him and I'm just like, I had a wreck. I flipped. I totaled my car. He thought I was joking. He was like, for real? I sent him the pictures. He was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I feel like it's my fault. He felt so bad. That nigga crying like, it's my fault. Should have never asked you to come. I should have just got that room like I said I was gonna do. And he's just putting it all on himself. And I'm just like, no, it's not your fault. I should have told you I was coming. You know, I was trying to make it a surprise. I was just basically caping for this. I woke up the next day and I went to work. Literally went to work the next day. Like, I made the decision at this point to move back in with my dad, because I just lost my car. I couldn't get back and forth to work, so I had to go back home so that my daddy could support me till I got back on my feet. I saved up the money, got another car. I make the trip again. This time I plan, I get a room, and I plan things out, and we see each other successfully. The relationship thrives, everything is going good. Fast forward to this shit going downhill. This is going to be a long ass story time. Going strong, everything is good, everything is gooch. He's in with his job. It's just the fact that he was on my body just as much as I was on his body. And that's honestly all I care about. You ain't got to buy me no gifts. You ain't got to do all this extra shit. Be all about me. And he was all about me. And I was going to see him, and every time I went and saw him, it was always the sneaking at the house. It was always that. And I just was like, the more and more I went and did that, like, I took that trip so many times. I'm putting miles on my new car. It just got to a point where it was just like, we had already said that we would move in together, like we would move here, and he started to go back on that. And at this point, it's been about 9 months of us being in a relationship, and you're telling me that we're not gonna move forward. I'm gonna keep having to drive all of these hours. You don't have a car, so it's like,
Give me back my necklace.
No.
Give me my damn necklace back.
9 months I waited for that to happen, and you just kept telling me that it was going to change. Like, it was down to the point where we were looking at apartments. We knew where we were going to stay. He needed to talk to his people about transferring his job, and I was going to transfer my job, and we was going to go from there and get the apartment and boom, have this whole life together. He had set dates on when it was going to be done, how it was going to be done. He was going through the whole process of getting this done. He was just always flake. We just needed to believe in ourselves, and I believed in us, but I don't think that he believed in us as much. And over time, it just made me just start to resent him. I drove and saw him for the last time one night. This last time I had brought a friend with me. Kim was everything in my life at this point. Kim was the mother figure that I needed when I left my dad's house and I just like ran away. If I ever make it anywhere in life, I owe a lot to Kimbo. She gave a lot to me with nothing in return. And that is one thing I can say about a lot of people in my life. The people that wanted to help me, they always wanted something in return. And Kimbo was the only person that genuinely wanted to help me. And I never forgot that. I had people, family in my life that helped me as well, but it was always something in return, and I always paid attention to that. I respect those people too, but Kimbo, she always stood out to me because she never expected anything in return. I took Kimbo with me and we went and got him, and we had planned this whole trip. Both of us had vacation days at Walmart or whatever, and we had planned the trip for me to go to Alabama and get him and bring him back to Mississippi and Memphis so that we could just spend a whole week with each other and just enjoy each other. He can meet my friends and my family and stuff like that. So I drove to go get him with Kimbo and we drove back. Oh my gosh, I'm really about to spend a whole week with my boyfriend and I'm just so excited. I went and got him on a Friday. He put his clothes on and we were gonna go out to the club with my friends and stuff. I'm just showing him my surroundings, what I do. At this time I was clubbing a lot. So I decided that we was gonna go out to the club with each other. He never went to a club. He was in Alabama. He wasn't really out. He didn't have to worry about people knowing him in Memphis, so he didn't really care about going out. I remember him sitting on the couch and he was just quiet because I was still talking and socializing with everybody. And he was on the couch by himself and I came and sat down next to him and I was just like, something wrong? He turned his phone and he showed it to me. And his mom was literally blowing his phone up. Where the fuck are you? Why the fuck are you in Memphis? She was like, "Real, if you don't get your ass to this house, I'm not playing with you. Who the fuck is you with?" He blowing and calling his phone. His sister's blowing up his phone. And I'm just looking at this phone. What is about to happen? I don't know what he's gonna do at this point. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. Like, we young. He ain't got no freedom. We're young as fuck. Like, we not grown. We acting like we grown. We doing some grown shit. But we ain't grown. I can also understand that him staying with his mother and he's young, like this is her baby. He's out of town with somebody she's never seen. He don't even know about this second life that he has. She don't know nothing about me or nothing. She don't even know about her son's sexuality. And she's blowing up his phone. His sister's blowing up his phone, and he can't even enjoy himself because they're calling. They're calling over and over. And I didn't think about this because I didn't think that it would be bad like that. I didn't know how severe and how on them his parents was. Because I'm just thinking about the freedom that I have. I never really talked to them. I didn't know how they were. So I never really expected it to be that bad or whatever. Or to get to him. I thought at least maybe that if it was an issue or maybe he came with some type of lie or so that he could get away. Like, I didn't understand for us to plan this vacation. We agree for me to come there and get you. And we get back to Memphis just for this to be going on. I'm seeing how it is affecting him. So I just make the decision like, okay, look, we're not gonna go out. I'm gonna stay here with you and I'm just gonna let my friends go out. So my friends go out and it's just us at the house by ourselves. And he answers the phone for his mom and she's going off. His sister's going off on him and all he's telling them is that I'm in Memphis. And they just going off. They don't know where he is. They don't know what's going on. All they know is that their son and brother is telling them that he's in Memphis. He's 6 hours away from them. They don't even know how he got there. He ain't got no car, no nothing. So after he gets off the phone with them, I look at him and I say, "So what you want to do?" He was like, "I don't know." He's just telling me, he's just like, "I don't know what I want to do." It's Friday night. We just got here. I just strung it out for the night. We go in the bathroom, we fuck, and I just put it to the side. But it was sitting in the back of my mind, and it was just quiet a lot of times. We couldn't even enjoy ourselves. We got there late, so we didn't get to go on a date. We didn't get to do nothing. And we went to sleep. I remember thinking to myself that night while I was in the bed, his mom doesn't know where he is. His sister doesn't know where he is. They're probably worried sick. They don't know what's going on. He's not communicating with them. He just did all of this for me, which I love that you took this risk, but I don't want to mess up your living situation because we aren't moving together. Like you said, you don't feel comfortable doing it. I'm not gonna pressure you or anything. I'm not gonna ask you to do something that you're not willing to do. I need to take him home. And as much as I didn't want to take him home because I had just drove all of those hours, I was just like, I need to take this man home and I need to be done with him. The next morning when we woke up, I was like, "You want to go home?" He just turned the phone to me. He was like, "They still calling." I was just like, "I'll take you home." But I wanted him to have a little bit more backbone in him and just be like, I'm just gonna push through it because you went out your way to come get me, and we just gonna have this, we're gonna have this vacation that we plan to have, and I'm gonna deal with it once I get home. That's what I wanted to hear. We pack up our things, we get on the road, and on the way to the house, it was very, very quiet. Because I was thinking in my head, I done went out my way. I've invested so much money. I've invested so much gas throughout this almost a year relationship. I'm taking this man home. I requested these days off, this week off, for us to have spent some time together, and now I gotta drive your ass back home. No. No, hell no. I'm still sitting in my sadness because I'm very, very disappointed. I'm very, very sad, and I'm just quiet, and he's just looking at me like, you mad at me? I'm like, no, I'm not mad at you. Because I wasn't mad. I was quiet the whole drive to the house. But once I dropped him off, I had the hardest conversation with him. And I was just like, this is going to be my last time making this drive. I told him, I was just like, I feel like I'm being strung along. I'm out the closet. I love you, but I don't know if I can continue doing this. I don't know if I can continue going through this. You're not ready to take this to the next level. I've invested so much. I've given you so much of my time. And I didn't come out the closet to be nobody's secret. As hard as it was to have this conversation with him in person, I literally told him, this will be my last time driving here. He cried, I cried, I got on the road, and I went home. I cried the entire way. That was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. I didn't deserve to be waiting on love. I came out the closet to be happy, and I wasn't happy no more. Like, I just think that this ain't working out, and you got a lot going on, and I don't deserve this. So this is gonna be my last time making this drive. And I just did not want to leave. We sat there for so long procrastinating because I just did not want him to leave. And I didn't have to worry about falling asleep this time because, like I said, I was well rested. I had vacation time. I was well rested, so I could make the drive. Bitch, I was bawling my fucking eyes out. I never went back. Stood on business. And he tried for years and years to get me back. We still talked on the phone. It still gave that, but I never went. I never went no more. I still had love for him. That's the only reason that we were cordial. He was never a mean person. He never cheated on me. He never did anything bad to me. This man was an angel to me. And I know for a fact that he loved me because he cried. He always would cry over the smallest thing. Like at the wreck, he cried. When I left, he cried. Every time I would leave, he would cry and he would just hug me. He always had the nicest things to say. He always called me. Every break he had, he would call. This is the type of man I need. This is the type of man that I want. It faded out from there. And I got in another relationship. Didn't talk to him. I feel like this is a good way to end the story time out. This story time was like, it was a lot going on. But I feel like it's a good story time and it was entertaining. I told this story time before on my channel, but I've never told it in details like this in this type of format. So I hope you guys enjoy. And this is the end of Storytime July. I will have more Storytime months. So definitely subscribe. Always go back to the community tab and check for when I post things because I'll be asking you guys what type of content. Giving you guys polls on the content that you want to see from me going forward. I'm going to start to incorporate story times within my vlogs, so definitely check out those. Let me know what you guys think about the story time. I feel like a lot went on. This is my most detailed story time, so let me know what you guys think down below about this. And like always, I will see you guys in the next video, and don't forget to stay honest. Bye guys.